So that's ulica Radomska, which leads to the main square. And that's Starostwo Powiatowe. It's a bit like County Hall, I suppose. I think that's about the best way I can describe it. So this park is to be done up. 85% of the cash is coming from the European Union. I don't know if they've made an effort yet to begin though. Although the funding programme was from 2007 to 2013, so they should have at least spent the money by the end of next year, or committed it by the end of next year anyway. Now that's an outstanding view. And the castle, as it's called, is really a palace. A manor house. It's not a castle. But this park, with those trees now, as I see it now, it's absolutely magnificent. This is the castle, so I'll tell you what little I do know about it. So it was built originally. The idea was fortification. Now I believe that the water we see around us now, although it's probably canalised, I think that's the correct word. But it was actually, the river was around here. But sometime it was turned from a fortification into a manor house, which is quite normal behaviour. Now, the lord of the manor, who was Mr. Szydłowiec, who gave his name to, or Lord Szydłowiec or whatever, who gave his name to the town, actually lived here. I believe it also belonged to the family Radziwiłł, which was quite strong in the area to the south of Warsaw. Sometime in the 19th century. Oh look, there's okay, there's something on the wall there, some explanation. But anyway, I'll wrap it on, and if I'm wrong, I'll correct myself. Sometime in the 19th century, it became a brewery where it belonged to a family whose name, I think, was Engerman, or something like that. Now, this area was used to house people who had been deported from the Wartagał area, in particular Oborniki, which is close to Poznan. So there had been Poles were housed here, and when they had been rehoused, the Nazis put the Jews here before carting them off to Treblinka and murdering them there. Anyway, oh look, let's see how much of this I can actually remember correctly. So they got early Middle Ages, 13th century ancestral features of Odrowąż family. Castle rebuilt by Stanisław Szydłowiecki in the middle of the 15th century. Then his Mikołaj Szydłowiecki, I think that was his son. This reconstruction changed the Gothic castle into a Renaissance residence. So the castle was changed into quite comparatively early, 1515, 1526, with the invention of gunpowder. Then castles sort of changed the way they look. I mean, you can see, though, for example, in Italian fortifications above all, the way they're built. If you look at, for example, in Britain, the defences of Berwick-upon-Tweed sort of different for the gunpowder. So the Radziwiłł family became the owners of the castle and reconstructed for the last time. Sold to the Poland. In the 19th century, there had been several owners of the castle, condition deteriorated, and in the 60s it was renovated. Okay. And yes, very sort of typical of the way it's been rebuilt. I can think of other buildings in a very similar style. I've got a couple in my mind right now, names of neither of which I can remember. One of them's in Kent, and it's got this name which is very difficult to pronounce. It's gone, the name of it. It may come back. So there's a centrum cultural centre there. So let's have a look, see if this lady's going in there. Maybe I can go in. Oh, there's the museum. And the library. Oh, and I suspect there's also a tourist information. No, it's a bit late for that to be open. So the coat of arms has survived. I don't know who the coat of arms is of, Radziwiłł, Szydłowiec, or somebody other than that. Oh, that's true. Musical Instrument Museum. Folk musical instrument. These things here, I've got a feeling they're quite recent. Ah, no, they're not. There you go. That's a fragment, a decorative fragment of the bastion, which is a fortification, an outer fortification. So they actually do mean something. What a wonderful staircase up. So maybe this used to be the main entrance. As the lord of the manor, often they have a sort of a road that winds round, so you don't see the house immediately. And sort of come round and bends round. Well, this would appear to be somewhat similar. Anyway. So once the museum's closed, you can't come in. That's it. Closing time on a Friday, 1600. And that was 2.5 hours ago. Outstanding. Oh, that looks like a giant rabbit. Or maybe a fish, a whale. So 30.6 million water is being used to do up the castle, the manor house, whatever. The European Union's putting in just over 26 million of it. I realise there's a lot of renovation going on here, but to me I can see the beauty even in things which are run down, and I can see the potential, and not only I can see the potential, but other people see the potential. This is quite an outstanding village, or town is probably the right word. So much here to see. the church is quite magnificently done. It's, you can see the way the painting, I don't know if it's in the camera. Decoration which is more reminiscent of an Italian church, I think, rather than one in Poland. Well, there's an exception, and behind us we have an exception with Popieluszko. Father Popieluszko was murdered by the communist authorities in Wrocławic in 1985. Now, I've forgotten the technical term for this, but I filmed some in Britain. These things here, last year in Norfolk. So much decoration. They have Polish saints beautified by John Paul II at the top. I'm unable to tell you who they are because I don't know. And these things are the Stations of the Cross, which I believe there are 12, but there's only 4 in there. I may be wrong on all that, of course. Now, the church itself is quite small, although there's 4 confessionals. But even the wall, so the decoration is so nice. I think that's time for me to leave. That's not. I think we leave just to, it was a test of the bell. Oh, I've got this room down here, which is closed. So this is a church which dates back more than 600 years. I was forgetting what year this is. 600 years. So I think I'll finish this now, more or less where I started. So this is a very impressive place to come and visit, if you've got the chance to do so. Oh. Tadeusz Kościuszko. Ah. Who came from here? If that's to believe. I don't know if that's to be believed or not. This is the way back to the car, left on the right, and I'll continue on my way.